At the same time, Nile Rodgers is working on a remake of his hitmaker guitar. They send him one. They're like, yeah, from you giving us the serial number, we know exactly what day on the factory it was made. Everything's the exact same. This thing's bigger than my guitar.
They're cursing your name at the water cooler. Okay, I know we're running out of time here. Cory, I want to ask you, your signature Strat has this smaller body, which you say helps with the transients of the guitar.
Right here.
How did you stumble upon that? Like, how did you figure that out?
A hunch. I had a hunch.
Really?
No, well, I had a hunch and some backing. Okay, I played a lot of Strats in my day. Okay, I played a lot of S-style guitars.
Yeah.
Right? Every guitar company has some S-style guitar. And I noticed some of them felt a little bit smaller than my regular Strat, and they had a certain snap to the attack. So for those listening, the transient is basically right when it hits. The very first thing that you hear, the attack of the note. I felt like some of these S-style guitars that had a little less wood in the body has had a certain snap to them. I was like, I'm not crazy in this. I know it because I played a bunch of Strats and I know a Strat. Okay. And when we were talking about doing the signature guitar, anything you want, let us know. It's like, I want a body, hear me out. It feels like, you know, the contoured neck and blah, 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 some of the modern features for comfort and all this stuff. The body, I want it to be like 3% smaller than a regular Strat. And just basically, whoever's sanding the guitar, have them sand it for an extra 10 minutes, you know, or whatever. They're like, it doesn't quite work. Like we're going to have to do a new mold and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think we're going to do it.
They're cursing your name at the water cooler. They're like, Cory Wong is making us
seriously, he's making
these new Strat bodies. Who's he think he is?
We're going to have to machine new parts to make this thing, really?
Yeah.
I was like, I swear, like, please, you don't have to machine the parts. Just start by giving me one that you've just sanded 10, 15 minutes longer than all the others. And they're like, And then at the same time, Nile Rodgers is working on a remake, note for note remake of his hitmaker guitar. And they send him one. They're like, yeah, we found you from you giving us the serial number. We know exactly what day on the factory it was made, blah, blah, blah. Everything's the exact same. They send it to him. They're like, we nailed it. This is exactly it. Exactly to spec. He's like, this thing's bigger than my guitar. They're like, no, it's not. It's exactly to spec. He's like, I've been playing this guitar for decades and I'm looking at him. And this one that you made is bigger. I need it to be smaller. It doesn't have the same attack. Completely independent of what I was saying to Fender. So they're like, really? It's like Doris took a smoke break after sanding his guitar, forgot how long she was sanding the guitar, came back and just sanded it from start. And it was his model, his whatever he has, happens to be a little bit smaller because it just got sanded longer. So Fender was finally like, the two rhythm cats want their guitars a little smaller because they think that it changes the attack. Maybe they're not crazy. All right, we'll try it. They did it and they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. But, you know, a little bit of a hunch, a little bit of scientific method. I was glad that Nile did this completely independent of me.
Yeah.
Because at the time, Nile and I didn't even know each other. So we couldn't have schemed this up together. And they ended up making it. And now it's exactly the guitar I want.